Welcome to Straight Shot Politics. Each episode will bring you in-depth discussion with experts, community leaders, and analysts who will share their insights, experiences, and predictions. From local elections to global diplomacy, we'll provide you with the tools and perspectives you'll need to navigate today's real-world landscape.
Welcome to Straight Shot Politics. I'm Lisa Chafee.
And I'm Michael Nash.
Mike, I'm so excited because today we are beginning a new chapter in this podcast.
Yes, I'm excited as well.
So the big announcement is we are being joined as a new co-host, former WTVN co-host with Mark Blazer, Josh Sees. Josh, welcome to the program.
Hello.
Welcome, Josh.
A microphone.
Thank you.
I remember microphones.
There we go.
Yeah, I had a microphone in front of me for a long time.
It's been a while.
It feels good. It's like
I'm
riding a
sure.
bicycle. You just don't forget how.
That's right.
Especially if you adjust the seat correctly.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't want it, poking out too much.
Right.
But, I got it. It feels good. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity. Thank you very much for reaching out to me. And, I'm looking forward to doing some fun stuff with the both of you. And this is a big year, 2026. This is a huge year. Midterm elections. We've got a governor's race. I mean, you name it, it's happening in the world of politics right now.
Indeed it is.
The world has gone crazy. It's hard to believe that just, 3 days ago, 1 year was the 1 year anniversary of President Trump being sworn in.
It has been a whirlwind of a year. So
I just love the fact that they've got 3 more years to deal with this. The left they're going to cry for 3 more years, throw their temper tantrum along the way. And I don't think they're going to make it. I just think psychologically Trump has broken them. I fear, and we're going to get into some of the various things that are happening. But, I fear that TDS, if you will, that Trump derangement syndrome, I am afraid it's going to, and you're already seeing the beginnings of it, that's going to turn into violence. Because I feel like that's the only voice they know right now. And the left is getting emboldened. So the fact that we've got 1 year of President Trump under our belt, we've got 3 more years to go. And, regardless of what you think, I can criticize some things he has done or not done in the first year. But I'm going to tell you, if the alternative was Kamalama Ding Dong, no, we're good.
You've been hanging out with Loftus.
Yeah.
That's his favorite phrase, Kamalama Ding Dong.
I know you talk to Mikey every now and then. He's a good dude.
He is. He's a great guy, and he's a good conservative, and he's funny as all get out. So
yeah.
We'll get him in here soon.
I would love to. I'd love to see his purty little face again.
Right. So some of the accomplishments, President Trump. I just literally read an article 5 minutes ago. We've officially been withdrawn from the World Health Organization.
Glorious.
Wonderful, because they're not about health; they're about control.
Oh, yeah, we already know that. I mean, if they had their druthers, they would be able to, they already, try to basically say that in a world health crisis emergency, there is no sovereignty. Like they supersede the sovereignty of independent nations, which is absolute baloney.
Yeah. So, and obviously the biggest topic of discussion in the last 2 weeks is ICE raids in Minneapolis. Minneapolis, Minnesota. I can't get my words straight today.
The home of George Fentanyl Floyd.
Right. Tampon Tim. I was wondering when he was going to break that out. He's just been waiting for that.
I just love the fact that, a month ago, Trump had him play live at a Christmas party at Mar-a-Lago.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. That's funny.
That's awesome.
That is great, right?
Yeah, it is.
So what's frustrating to me is, now I will say this, there have been some innocent people swooped up in some of these raids. And when I say innocent, I mean possibly legal citizens, or maybe they are here illegally, but they have not committed any crimes. Of course, if you are here illegally, you're a criminal by our laws. That's a federal offense.
Don't tell Don Lemon that.
Oh, yeah, right. What scares me is the amount of violence that we're seeing. The fact that these organized group walked into a church on Sunday, all because they suspected that the pastor is an ICE affiliate, agent, supporter, and disrupting service. Yeah. They do not have the First Amendment right to do that.
Notice how they didn't have the guts to try that at a mosque.
Exactly.
Right. They didn't.
Exactly.
They would get shot.
They're more than this shot. I mean, Allah would go full Akbar there. Okay.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
Yeah, he would.
Pretty much.
It's Christians are the easy target.
100%.
And watching some of the video, the children that were in there were utterly terrified.
You know, I thought that one picture that's gone viral, I think it was the guy and his wife sitting there, and then the dad, the kid's crying, and the dad's holding him close to his chest. And you look at that, and it's like in that moment, if that were me, I would have needed every bit of Jesus to hold me back from doing something really potentially that could result in me going to jail. But in that situation, any justified anger about what they did, and I consider it an act of domestic terrorism. What that was. That was an act of domestic terrorism to me.
Yeah,
plain and clear.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're attacking someone in their place of worship, which is, off limits. You don't even have police and ICE agents who will go into a church because it's just considered, you know what I mean?
Right.
So to watch that, in that moment, you've got to love your child more than you're angry at the person who has wronged you, because in that moment, that boy needed his mom and dad there with him. So wouldn't have done any good to, but it's going to, I mean, at some point, don't you have a right to protect and defend yourself by any means?
Wholeheartedly.
You do. And I didn't watch that video purposely because I knew I would get angry. I would get very angry if I watched that. You don't want to see me angry. I don't turn green or anything, but you just don't want to see me angry because it's not a good thing. But I can imagine what would happen. You see these other protests and other the stupid things that the vagrants are doing, right? And use your imagination, and there it is at a church.
Well, and we've already had. It's been a long time, but there have been church shootings.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And right now Christians are the easy target.
Not only are they an easy target, I think they are being explicitly sought out as a target by the left, because what they view the MAGA movement and what the Trump administration is doing, they put that under the umbrella of Christian fascist nationalism. That's what that's their new buzzword now. Christian fascist nationalism. So, if you're going to intertwine the MAGA or the modern conservative movement, I call it the populist nationalist conservative movement. But if you're going to intertwine that with Christianity, then it only makes sense that their targets are now going to be churches.
Yeah.
And this is not going to be an isolated incident, is my prediction. And it's unfortunate I have to say that.
Well, the good thing is that Pam Bondi had the ringleader, and I forget her name. I'm trying to find it, and I lost it, of that whole setup, arrested along with 2 other people for violating the FACE Act, which that was instituted to protect abortion clinics.
Correct.
But under the same principle, they can use that, and that's what they were arrested. They
used the Biden Department of Justice used that FACE Act to go after that pastor in New York, and arrest him in front of his family, and attempt to prosecute him, all because he silently prayed outside of an abortion clinic. But to go into a church, to lob threats. Now the left, apparently they don't have, well, that's just a First Amendment right. Well, if that was, okay, first of all, no, you don't get, the First Amendment doesn't apply inside of a private house of worship. Okay. Second of all, if that was the case, wasn't you used the FACE Act to go against that New York preacher, that pastor, wasn't he just quietly, silently exercising his First Amendment rights?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it's such a rules for thee, not for me situation. It's sickening. To me, what's even more sickening is how the governor of Minnesota, Tampon Tim, the mayor of Minneapolis, and the mayor of St. Paul, where this church is, are blaming ICE for the violence. ICE, the mayor of St. Paul, a woman, actually said, and I'm paraphrasing what she said, that the protesters wouldn't be there committing acts of violence if ICE wasn't there. So it's all ICE's fault.
You know, she wouldn't have been raped if she just hadn't worn that short dress out, you know, on Friday night. You know, I mean, she was asking for it.
That just seems ridiculous.
I mean, if you said that to anybody, look, I'm a husband and a father of two young, beautiful daughters. Okay, I abhor that mentality, that idea. Well, she dressed like she wanted it or she deserved. No, go to hell, my friend. There's never an excuse for that. Why is this now applicable? That they're provoking it as though it's like when you get into a fight when you were a kid. And like you would break your sibling's toy or hide it or whatever, and then they would hit you, and then you know they would be the one getting in trouble, even though you provoked what their reaction was. It's childish. It's a childish mentality.
And the reality is, if they would just allow ICE, when they have these criminal aliens in custody in the local police departments, for their own safety, for the police officer's safety, let ICE come in and take custody of those immigrants right there in a safe environment. If they did that, if they would cooperate, then ICE would not have to go down Jane Doe Street into, so-and-so's house and arrest them. And then they're and look what happened. One guy, they had him, and he got loose and attacks the ICE officer with a shovel while two other guys are helping. And that guy got shot. Now, as far as getting shot, Renee Good, I'm so sorry that woman died. I really am. I'm sorry for the officer for being put in that situation. None of us were there. We're not police officers. They have literally less than a split second to make a reaction. And he already had a past experience of being dragged by a car. So I'm sorry it happened, but she put herself in that situation.
I don't know about you, but when I think of someone who is a mother and, you're out there, your kid is at daycare or school or whatever, and you're out there putting yourself in the line of fire, literally. I don't know what happened, but I don't know if it's a sense of entitlement, but I've just noticed it. White leftist women right now are the most entitled people I think I have ever come across. And I put so much blame on white liberal women right now because it's like they truly it's Karen syndrome is what it is. They're all Karens, and they think they're entitled to do things or say as though what point was Renee Good going to make? Even if she prevented that guy from going into that particular house. That's one house.
Yeah.
What was going to be the ultimate mission and accomplishment out of that? Like, what was the point?
It would make her feel better about herself.
It's virtue signaling.
That's it.
It's total virtue signaling.
No other, you know.
Now, I would never begrudge anybody the right to express themselves.
Right.
That's one of the best things about this country is our First Amendment
carrying a sign on the sidewalk and yelling or whatever. Hey, you shouldn't go in there because he's eating dinner right now, and his wife just made enchiladas, and I hear they're really good, and you shouldn't go in there because they're fresh off the griddle and they're still warm. So don't go in there and talk to him because he still needs to eat his dinner.
You had to go tug at the enchilada heartstrings, didn't you?
Dude, enchiladas. I mean, you know,
I love a good enchilada.
At least I didn't say taco.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, because that'd be a whole different story.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
He's in there eating it.
Yeah. If they want to stand out there on the sidewalk and do that, great. Yeah. But do not throw anything.
Right. Frozen
I don't
water
care
bottles.
if you throw a cotton ball.
Yeah.
You do not throw anything at law enforcement. You don't try to impede what they are doing.
I remember covering this in my radio days when the fiery but mostly peaceful protest of 2020 were going on. Remember when Joyce race baiting Beatty went down there and with Shannon Hardin and started provoking, and then she got to be a victim once she laid, she grabbed at a cop.
Didn't she get sprayed in the face with pepper spray?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
God, it was glorious. I I just watched that on let's see that on instant replay.
I know.
Just watched it over and over. But no, you look at that whole protest. We talked to officers and people from the FOP. They were throwing frozen bottles of urine.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Those cops. So diapers full of feces were being thrown at these officers, and then if the officers responded, everyone clutches their pearls. Well, this is what's going on now, and what they're good at, and I don't know. I'd be interested to hear what both of you think about this. The left is so good at manipulating people's emotions.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
I just read an article today. A friend shared it with me. Actually, a little bit ago. We're talking. I shared some article with him where they actually had numbers and figures and stats in it. He says, "No, well, that wasn't right from a credible source." And he shares this article with me, which was a news agency. Shared there's this family that they got their house busted in by ICE, and they came and got somebody, and the guy was still in his underwear. He got drug outside in the freezing cold in his underwear. I'm not sure if he was eating tacos or not, but he got out there, and apparently they made this whole big thing, like here's how he felt, and took him down the street and read him his rights later, Mirandized, whatever. It was doing all this, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, why was this a news article? Why did this make news, right? Because there wasn't any really facts in it. Did the guy was the arrest record made? How do they know? Just somebody probably went to a news agency and said, "Hey, guess what? I got arrested." And then the news agency probably published it because they want spin.
Well, I just saw one where they said they had a picture of a little kid.
Yeah, that's what I was just about
ready
to bring up.
A little black boy. He couldn't have been maybe 3-4 years old. And they're claiming ICE arrested this 3 or 4 year old.
Right. He was 5 years old. He came home from school, and he came, his dad. What the story is? And Vice President Vance was in Minneapolis as of the date of this recording. He was in Minneapolis today, and he even said, "What did you want him to do?" So his father was an undocumented criminal illegal. He abandoned the kid in the kid's driveway. The dad took off and left his own flesh and blood
in the driveway.
And so JD Vance, what did you want these? He goes, if they had let that boy freeze to death, you would go ballistic. It's like damned if they do, damned if they don't. But emotionally, as a father looking on the outside, you're like, oh my God, what do you mean they detained a 5-year-old? This is insane fascism. But that is an edited fairy tale altered illusion of the truth.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like they don't talk about the 300,000 plus kids that disappeared under Biden that all came across the border illegally.
Well,
they don't cry for them.
They don't.
You look at it, the amounts of children that were separated from their parents at the border. And the thing that really breaks my heart is, I'm so sick and tired of listening to the left whine and moan and complain about Epstein files. If you cared so much about child sex trafficking, well, you let 300,000 children, and God knows how many of those children right now are suffering things that our brains can't even comprehend in terms of human sex trafficking and God knows what else.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the reality of the narrative they want you to think of.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to pass their narrative along, and they'll try to alter reality until they get their narrative across.
It's all about emotions, and it all, even down into the schools, the DEI, they're teaching kids to think with their feelings rather than with facts.
I noticed that. I noticed my son, he's in 6th grade, and he'd be like, Dad, I feel that, or Dad, I was sitting here and I feel like, I go, no, stop feeling, think. Yeah. I said, you think or you feel? I told him, think. I go, feelings are great. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But this idea, like, well, I feel like, you know what? It doesn't really matter what you feel like. You may feel like, the sky is green, but it's not. It's blue. Sorry you feel that way, but think. So,
my favorite thing to say, and you and I have known each other since I ran for school board.
Yes.
4 years ago? 2021?
Yep.
And that is one of my passions, is the fact that they're just teaching these kids what to think, not how to think. They're turning them into, they're propagandizing them. For example, this week, Tuesday, across the country, but here specifically in Upper Arlington, Hilliard-Davidson High School, the students walked out in protest of ICE. Okay, well, there's two stories here. One, school policies, both districts have policies against that. But what are we really teaching them? What are they really learning? They're only presenting one side of the story. Who's feeding it? What do they know? Do you bring any? The better opportunity would have been, okay, if you want to have a discussion, let's get in the auditorium. We're going to bring a person from each side of the story, and let's talk about it.
That's what they did before. Like, for example, when I was in school, I'm dating myself now. When I was in school, there was a thing that happened a long time ago called the shuttle crash, right? Remember that?
Oh, the Challenger.
Challenger. Yeah. They got everybody together in the auditorium. They said, yes, this actually happened. This is going on. And does anybody have any feelings about it? Feelings back then, too, still. Mm-hmm. And then nobody's like, no, the shuttle crashed. It happened. We saw it on TV. It kind of blew out of the sky, and this happened. And no, we're good. Thanks.
Well, I remember that day. I was in health class in 9th grade watching that. There is something to say when there's a tragedy, to have emergency counselors available, whatever. But on a day-to-day, and their new word is empathy.
It's like, please do not compare the Challenger exploding and 7 people losing their lives in the pursuit of scientific exploration to deporting murderers, rapists, and the worst of the worst who are here illegally. You're going to compare the two to claim, they're the same level of tragedy. No, they're not.
I just pulled it down out of the backside. I didn't really want to compare the two. But that's one thing. The messaging was different. The messaging was different back then than it is now.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
now they want to have a walkout, and they say we've been through this before, right? The walkout, the school walkout's relatively a new thing. Right? No?
I don't. I mean, I think in the 60s they
there was walkouts.
That's a different thing.
There was, okay.
And you and I, you graduated in 88 and I graduated in 89. So, and you were in Ohio and I was in Florida.
Right.
But I don't recall. I mean,
I don't recall either. Things happened.
There wasn't. The 80s was actually a decent time. There wasn't really a whole lot going on.
I mean, I don't remember the walkout being a thing. I didn't know, because I don't have any children. I never knew they had walkouts until recently. And it was about something else. They had a walkout here.
Oh, it was against the Florida Don't Say Gay bill.
Yeah, that was that one. Okay, so they had walkouts here recently. That was a new thing to me. I didn't know.
I wonder if the school district would react the same way if there was a walkout protesting the slaughter of Christians in Nigeria. I wonder if they would still.
I wonder.
I mean, honestly, like we're walking out for Christ.
Yeah.
A Christian walkout would they come with the same fervor to defend those students as they are?
Well, I don't know about this walkout because I wasn't paying attention because I heard walkout. I go, oh God, not this again. And I thought about it. But last time we talked about the walkout thing, I asked several questions to real people. I said, okay, if they do a walkout, what happens to that time they're walking outside? Is that during a class? They still get credit for being there? Are they marked tardy or?
The school policies are if they walk out, number one, they're disrupting other students.
Yeah.
If they're absent, they're supposed to be marked absent. If they leave the campus, they're supposed to be, according to their policies, there is punishments that should be. But knowing Upper Arlington and Hilliard and most of these school districts, they're all run by leftists, and there will be no punishment.
And I get that, but if they walk out, they all walk out together. Is there teacher supervision?
Actually, here's a story. This happened a few years ago that a student at Bradley, there was a walkout. This was before I even moved to Hilliard, and I talked to his dad, and he told me about it. He chose not to walk out because it went against his beliefs, and he was punished for not joining his classmates.
No
Get
way.
out of here!
I'm
Really?
dead serious.
Holy cow.
Dead serious.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, see, that's where I'm taking that all the way. I'm getting every lawyer involved.
There was a lawsuit and they settled, but that is the mentality we have at Hilliard Davidson. We have a Turning Point Club, and they have been bullied and harassed by teachers bad mouthing the students, saying horrible things to the point where students who want to join are afraid to. They won't let them advertise. They won't let them participate. And their sole focus is veterans issues, veteran awareness, helping to write Christmas cards for local veterans and things like that. And they're being just horrifically treated.
Intimidating someone from exercising their beliefs. That almost sounds like, what's that F word that keeps getting... fascism.
Yeah.
It's all projection. When the left tries to tell us that we're, you're fascist, that is them... a guy going, attacking people for wearing a MAGA hat or carrying an American flag. There's just a video out the other day. The guy was wearing an American flag hoodie, and they were trying in Minneapolis, and they were trying to rip it off. They told him to take it off. You're not allowed to wear it. It's a symbol of hate. And that video went viral. It was on Reddit.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, Reddit is a good place. I follow for a lot of these videos. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw that one. But, I mean, this is the kind of mentality. It's like, and God rest his soul. He was so smart. Rush Limbaugh. God rest Rush. El Rushbo. I love you, brother. But he used to say, he goes, the left accuses us of that which they are guilty of.
Oh, that is so true.
Absolutely.
They will accuse you of what they themselves are or are guilty of.
Yeah. So let's talk about some facts. So I pulled up an article that's comparing the number of deportations under Obama versus Trump. And under Obama, in 8 years, he deported 2.75 million.
Oh. So
2.75 million.
So he's MAGA too, right? Obama
apparently.
MAGA.
And Trump has been less than 300,000. I had the number here and I lost it. But Trump's only been in office for a year this time. So by the time it's all said and done, I'm sure Trump's going to deport most of the 14 million illegals that are in this country.
Well, what he has done, and ironically, because he's been so successful with, they're not they're not even trying anymore. They don't want any part. I mean, so you have the number of people attempting to cross illegally has absolutely plunged. I mean, it's
down to zero.
It's basically down to zero.
Yeah.
Because, they get, heck, is this all we needed to do is get a reputation? Like, you don't want to go to America, they'll deport you. ICE will get you. Good. I hope ICE is a boogeyman to keep the illegals and the murderers and the rapists out.
Christy Nome said on an interview the other day that over 1 million have self-deported.
Self-deported, which is like, that's beautiful. That's easy.
It's
done.
great.
It didn't cost us a dime.
They were offered money. I think $1,000 or something to self-deport.
And a plane ticket.
Yeah.
Really?
And a plane ticket, yeah.
Good deal. Awesome.
Yeah, and they get an opportunity to come back in the right way,
Yes.
the legal way.
I wonder.
And I'm okay with that.
I'm curious if those were meal flights.
But we talked about, you mentioned talking about the worst of these criminals. So in Minnesota in the past month, 400 arrests have been made. Arrests of people who are convicted of raping of a minor, raping of women, domestic violence, robbery, murder, drug trafficking. And in Ohio, 280 in December under Operation Buckeye.
Yeah, you laid that number on me. I didn't have that number, so I was kind of, when you told me that, I thought that's interesting. And I remember last month, leading up to Christmas, I remember all the protests and people, what was it? They were lined up in Worthington on High Street, and then I think there was they tried to claim the Proud Boys showed up and started, whatever. I don't want to get into all the nuance of that stupidity.
Yeah.
But people go, I actually had an argument with someone who's told me that, well, if they only get, a couple hundred or whatever, so it's not really worth it. A couple hundred rapists, murderers?
Yeah.
Criminals, drug dealers, the people that will deal your child fentanyl and kill your child. Really? Guess what? That's 280 animals that we don't have to worry about right now.
Exactly.
How many lives are going to potentially be saved?
They're not picking up dude from down the street who's just working a job. They're picking up the worst of the worst.
Now, I did hear that they were going to, places like Home Depot where some of the immigrants will gather, day laborers.
Yes, the day laborers.
I've heard, I haven't been able to verify it, that they've gone to places like that. But
those are targets of opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly.
Those are targets of opportunity. They go there because they know that a lot of immigrants will do jobs like that. The same people who are rapists, murderers, whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. If they happen to come across a couple names that they go and sweep them up, they come across a couple names that hit the radar, they're keeping them.
Well, here's one thing, the message that I really want the anti-ICE people to understand is that most conservatives, whether they're MAGA or not, we understand why they came to this country. The countries that they left behind are horrible. Third world countries, they can't make a decent living. I understand the desire to want to be here in America, the American dream.
It's the best country in the world.
And anybody that comes here legally, I will support you 100%. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I just spoke to a gentleman the other day from Venezuela who's in the process of getting his citizenship. He's been here 25 years, and I applaud that. He has made something of himself. But what people fail to realize is by having all these illegal immigrants here, it is draining our economy. It is causing health care costs to go up because these people use emergency rooms like their primary care doctors, and then they don't pay their bills. Of course, there's a lot of citizens who don't pay their bills and do the same thing. True. They bring a lot of diseases with them. Nationwide Children has a whole tuberculosis clinic because of TB being brought.
That's a third world disease at this point.
Exactly.
And we also, through vaccinations and those sort of things, we killed that tuberculosis in this country a long time ago.
But
with polio and everything else.
We have with this, and and I'm not trying to discriminate against them. They can't help what their country was like, but we have a large Somali community. I worked in the TB, in the infectious diseases clinic in Children's for 3 years, and the majority of the patients were Somali.
Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
And the Mexicans are also bringing in TB. So it's not that, my point is, it's not that we don't care, but you have to take care of your home first.
Yeah.
And
the other thing that kills me is those illegals came across the border, just walked across, no problems at all, got free health care, got free food, everything else. I have a friend who met somebody in a different country, and it took him like 2 or 3 years to get his now spouse across and living with him here
and
in
it's
the
very
US.
expensive.
Yeah. He went through thousands of dollars, had to go travel there 2 or 3 different times, one to visit, also to work on those sort of things. And then the methodology of how they bring that immigrant here legally was astronomical. What they had, the hoops they had to jump through to get them here legally. And they're here legally. They're happy now, and they're great. It's just that kills me that they let illegals come across. They give them whatever. And the friend I have who brought their spouse across, they didn't get any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And the other thing, too, is people don't realize is, I just saw a number, 40% of the illegals are visa overstays. And guess what country the majority of those people came from?
Pray tell.
India.
Oh, I'm not surprised there.
Yeah. So to me, it's a simple fix to a degree. I mean, there is we have to revamp our immigration process.
And I'm going to tell you, and maybe this will annoy some people, some conservatives or some business owners a little bit. But, you know, we need to start punishing corporations that hire these illegals.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm tired of hearing they do jobs Americans won't do. It's funny, the left complains the most about, like, well, if you do that, then nobody will be able to pick our vegetables. And so wait a minute, you sound pretty racist. Sounds like you're telling me all Hispanics are good for is picking vegetables and fruits and
cleaning hotel rooms.
Cleaning hotel. Like, what? Where's the tolerance and progressiveness and enlightenment there?
I don't see why they always say that. Many of them know how to operate a lawnmower as well, you know?
Well, I remember one time, what was it? This was like when Trump was running. This was maybe 8-9 years ago. Kelly Osbourne, when she was on The View with the rest of the god-awful cackling hens, when she was on there, she was arguing with, who was, I don't know.
Whoopi, Joy, Meghan Kane.
I think Meghan McCain was on there, but she goes, but without, all these immigrants, who's going to clean your toilet? And then she realized what she just said. Like, really? There you go. So that tells you, you entitled white leftist woman, you view the Hispanics as nothing more than toilet cleaners. Don't give me the MAGA or the right wing or the conservative is so racist when that is the embodiment of racism.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, and with the HB1 visas, Vivek Ramaswamy said it well, and I'm paraphrasing, but if we educated our own people properly, we wouldn't need to bring people from India or China on an HBV1 visa. Yeah. It all starts with the schools and our education.
That's that's an episode completely unto itself.
That could be, yes.
Yeah.
On
We
another
didn't even
time.
talk about. I'm in the IT field, and I didn't even talk about how they take American jobs and all that kind of stuff.
Well, because you can underpay them.
Yeah, of course.
Well, that's what is happening in my industry. I'm a medical coder, and I can't tell you how many myself and fellow colleagues we've lost jobs because they're outsourcing to India.
Not surprised.
Oh gosh.
So, well, we're coming.
I just saw. I'm not switching gears. I'm switching gears back. Actually, I just saw the Independent wrote an article. It says ICE has picked its next target as agents surge into Maine and arrest 50 in an operation called Operation Catch of the Day.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Sounds like a good lobster roll.
I'm just like, you know what? The Buckeye. What was it called? We just have
Operation Buckeye.
Operation Buckeye. Operation Catch of the Day. I think we should start thinking about some other cool, catchy names for different states and their ICE operations.
You know what? That is going to be a fun.
They should have a competition.
I actually did that. I started looking down different states, interesting facts about different states, and I'm like, you're kidding me. And I'm not rolling off a different subject, but I found this interesting. Georgia and Gainesville, Georgia, often considered the poultry capital of the world, passed a 1961 law making it illegal to eat fried chicken with a fork. So I'm thinking,
that's a whole other show too, talking about stupid laws that are on the books.
We could be. So Operation Fried Chicken could be Georgia's ICE operation.
Operation Fried Chicken.
What I mean? That'd be kind of good, wouldn't it?
That's funny.
Yeah. We could do that for every state. That would be fun. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
I've had a lot of fun. Speaking of fun, this has been for our first go around. I think this has been fun for me.
Yes.
Good times.
It feels good to get this magical picking up talkie box thing in front of me again called a microphone. That feels really good.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see where we go. And we're going to have a busy year, and we're going to try to get all the big hitters on we can.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to do some good things this year, and I'm super excited.
And it's not just 2026. If we lose either the House and or the Senate, then Trump is done. So we're going to be providing a lot of information, a lot of education. We want informed voters, and we want Republicans to get up off their butts and vote.
That would be Operation Lame Duck.
Yes.
So stay tuned. We're going to drop this on YouTube. Straight Shot Politics is our YouTube channel. We're also on Facebook.
I'll push it on my personal Facebook.
We need everybody to subscribe and like and share.
Sharing's the big one. Subscribe and share.
Indeed.
Subscribe and share.
We're open to doing other platforms as well. So as Josh brings some cash, we could do that.
Yeah. Right.
Well, if you ask me to do the whole, Chippendale strip thing, I'm not going to do it. Don't ask. It wouldn't be prudent.
I do have a bow tie upstairs.
Yeah. Oh, Lord, no.
God bless you, Patriots. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. This has been Straight Shot Politics.